Okay, it is August 11th, 9:41 in the morning, and I want to show you our opening range breakout slayer, the VRB. It's the volatility range breakout. You might have seen it in our other videos, but I want to show you what it looked like this morning, and I want to show you our targets. It's 9:41. If you trade the 15-minute opening range breakout, your bar hasn't even formed yet. We've already hit 5 to 1 on the ES. All right. Obviously, it hit the 3 to 1, so you could have taken your profit target out of 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, all the way up to 5 to 1, and the SNQ beyond 5 to 1. All right. So the ES, the S&P 500, we already hit a 5 to 1 target. Look at that, $70 risk, $350 profit target. Didn't even look at a chart. Nasdaq 100, or if you trade CFDs, the US 100 or the Nas 100, whatever your broker calls it. It is the Nasdaq futures contract. Risk was 147. Already hit 735. We have some new clients who trade those prop accounts, and it's like a money machine for them. That 735, I want you to think about that for a second. If you just trade 5 micros, that's half of that. So what's that? 350, whatever, 360 something. Let's call it $350. All right, you make $350 on that, and then half that risk would be 72 or 73.50. So let's call it $75 to make 350. What a beautiful morning. If you trade the ORB, you trade the 15-minute. Now, granted, if you trade the 5 minute or the real fast market, then you could have made money. But most people trade the antiquated, edge depleted ORB on the 15-minute or 30-minute. It's dead, guys. YM 285 target reached. Russell 250 target reached. The Russell took off. Gold hasn't hit anything yet. Might have got stopped out. Let's see. I might have got stopped out of gold, but on the short side, crude oil. Let's take a look at alerts and decisions. All right, stop. So I did get stopped out of gold. I did get stopped out of the Russell on a re-entry, but that was after I made. What did we say? Yeah, that was after my. Well, here it is right here. Look, outcome. 2R reached on the Dow. 2R reached on the ES. Here, 5R reached. Guys, I can't make this up. This is all timestamped. And look at the times. 9:36. I'll say it again. If you trade the ORB, your range hasn't even formed yet, and we're out. 2R on the NQ, 3R on the ES. Over here, 5R hit on the Russell. I got in on that trade. 5R hit on the Dow. I got stopped out of the Dow one time, and I made money on the Dow one time, and I didn't hold out for 5R. I think my profit target was at 3.5R. I made some money on that. YM 58. I mean, look, guys, I can't make this stuff up. This is all time stamped. And as you can see, the alerts coming in real time. Let's see what else. We got the ES. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The ES Russell spread. Where did I see the ES? Where the ES Russell? Here, ESNQ spread. That was at 852, guys. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Remember, 852 on the ESNQ spread. Let's go over here. ESNQ spread. Let me make sure I have that right. Yeah, it said go long. All right. So you go long the ESNQ spread. Here's the spread. Boom. It's up $1,660. That's on a 1-in-1 ratio. Okay. So let's take a look. For the 3 days, it's up 2,200. That's not a big move for that. I mean, look, the previous 6-day cycle, that was up $18,000. So this has room to move. This has legs. Now, I want you to pay attention over here. It says a 93% probability of a mean reversion, but let's look at the macro picture. Yeah, a lot of juice is out of the fruit on the weekly, 80% probability on the quarterly. So ES, anyway, that's a story for another video, but I want you to see this. Guys, these are our figures every morning. They're about to shift because the algo just updated. So these numbers are just going to continue to get better. We're constantly looking at these. Again, this is a day trading tool. You guys who trade those prop accounts, these guys are doing very well, right? They're doing very well. I'm not going to overhype it, but they're doing it. One guy said, I already know I'm going to risk $1, or here in this case $70 to make $350. I'm going to make risk $1 to make $5. I'm going to risk 50 to make 250. Okay, so that's the VRB. I want to show you a new feature. This is the bond desk. This is going to be updated by this afternoon, by lunchtime, and you're going to be able to click a button. These are the longer term. This is a longer term perspective. Now, we don't have in here the UB, the ultra 30-year bond. Why? Because it's just not liquid enough for us. All right, and it is liquid, but it's just, why trade it when you have the ZB, which is really a 20-year bond, even though they call it the 30-year. So what you have here, the SR3, which is the SOFR, secured overnight financing rate, 3-month. All right, you can trade the SR1, which is the 1 month. Anyway, so you have the ZT, ZF, so you have the 2-year, 5-year, 10-year, and what you can see here is plain as day, what's cheap and what's expensive against what. This is going to read cycles, but look how simple this is. The whole goal of this platform is utility, help you make decisions, and I want you to take a look at this. So we already know that the richest or the most expensive, let's go on a 3-day. This is probably a short term. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say 10-year? It's the 5-year. Okay, so that is almost like the TED spread, but not really. It's similar, but you have a short-term 3-month against the ZF. I might wait and see if the ZT becomes the richest, and then I would trade. That's kind of like a version of the TED spread, right? So I'm going to trade the short-term against the 2-year. And guys, don't think that the 2-year, a lot of retail traders say, well, there's the bonds, it's boring. Stanley Druckenmiller, I can't remember if he traded gold or crude oil against another instrument, but he had $1 billion trade, and I think half of his position was in the ZT, which is the 2-year bond. This is no joke. When this rolls, there's money to be made. Sidetrack. The bottom line, VRB, the ORB Slayer, another beautiful day. Over here at the desk, let's see, here's all our, look at this. This is the desk, all right? Comes in real time. 3R reached on the ES. 2R just reached again on the YM. This was after it already hit 5R. What that means is we risk $1, we hit our $5 profit target, all right? When I say 5R, right, risk to return, 5 to 1. That'd be return to risk. But anyway, long, we're going long again. Short the 6J, which is the Japanese yen, went short. I made a little bit of money on the 6E on the short side, and I don't know if it happened. But here's another thing I want to bring up to you, all right? There are people out there that say, well, when stocks go up, stocks go up. I'm going to show you why the VRB is so important. It's so valuable. Take a look. These are the 4 major indices this morning. Look at the Russell. So when people say, well, when stocks go up, everything goes up. That's not true. All right. Look at these are all 10. Did I do 10-minute? Let me put 10-minute on here. This is Think or Swim. And I don't like candlestick charts, but anyway. Okay, there's a 10-minute. I want you to look at this. What's wrong with this picture? All stocks don't go up in the same way, in the same time. This is another reason why you want to look at spreads, because everything is relative. Right? Look at the Russell this morning. Russell runs. That's up 0.57%. Look at the NASDAQ. It's down 0.22%. This is the same day. This is right now. This is live. ES down 0.04%. So pretty moderate day. And then the Dow, that was the Russell was the horse so far. It's up 0.56. Shoot, I should have held that long. I should have held this long too. But our VRBs, look at our VRB. It said go long. But back to this. So yeah, everything is relative. Remember, there's sector rotation. So obviously what's happening here is money is flowing from the S&P 500, the broad market, and maybe even tech for the moment. Not saying for long term, but for the moment, it's shifting from there into mid caps. So that's worth noting. All right. The ES sold off. The Dow ran higher. So you want to be aware of this and be aware of the relationship between the two. And you can see the difference. Okay, we're always watching, paying attention to the relationship. Oh, there's the 2 and 10-year. Well, to the relationship. But just another great morning with the volatility range breakout, the ORB Slayer. If you have any questions, I'll say it again, info@fittrader.io. Happy to have a conversation with you and talk about how this fits into your goals, our spread modules fits into your overall investing or trading goals. See if we can help you get where you want to go.